Okay, so welcome everybody. This is the inaugural MBS Media Cyprus intro video, and the idea is to introduce these Hangouts as a means of interacting with and showcasing the talents and the services offered by the wide-ranging mind, body and spirit community here in Cyprus. And also for any upcoming events or workshops that MBS community members might be organizing. This is hopefully going to be one of the new ways that MBS Media will be bringing that to local and hopefully, offshore audiences as well. Let's introduce the team. So the people who bring you the Mind, Body and Spirit exhibition Magic each time, twice a year. The first lady up is Francesca Pinoni. Hi Francesca, how you doing?
Hi.
So we've managed to get Francesca on board despite one or two sort of technical gremlins, but welcome. Francesca, how did you come to be involved with MBS? Just very quickly, because we also want to introduce the other lovely ladies behind MBS. So what's your connection with the MBS team?
Well, after participating in a couple of previous exhibitions organized by other people, the first one was in 1986, Ancient History of the Young Ones, people who were organizing them. So a girl from my yoga class called Annetta and I had a cup of tea and both said we missed them, but neither one of us wanted to do it alone, so we thought, well, you want to do it together? Okay. And that was 2002, so we planned for about 9 months and put on the first of the current series of Mind, Body, Spirit exhibitions in February 2012. No, 12, that's now 2003. That's it.
That's
so
a while
it's been going
back.
on for a while, yes. She's left, and we had another couple of new team members, and they left, so now we have Christa and Marlen. New people, young people, new ideas, so we're in a new phase now.
Excellent, excellent. And speaking of the sort of the newest, but certainly no less hardworking and efficient and talented members on the MBS team, let's have a hello from them too. Marlen Angelides is should be coming up on the screen. Here we go. Hi, Marlen. Thanks for joining us. So, what is, or rather, how did you come to be involved in the Mind, Body and Spirit exhibition events? What's your connection?
Well, from the first exhibition, I think that Francesca did in 2003, I was always going to the exhibitions because my family was taking part, and I fell in love with the exhibition. So, and I was going there all the time, and then I was an exhibitor at some point. I was going to visiting all the seminars. I was helping out with the PR. I was doing all these things, different things over the last 6-7 years, I think. And at the end, now I'm organizing it, so it all came together.
It came full circle in your case, it seems. You went from participant to well, you went from enthusiast to participant to now organizer, and I know that you have a partner in crime, and that would be the lovely Christa Christides. Now, what's your connection to the Mind, Body and Spirit Expo?
Well, I've always been a fan of the Expo as a visitor.
Yes.
And then when I had a few personal issues, I got a lot of help through things that I found at the Expo. And Marlena then told me about this opportunity, and because it was something that I was coming to a point in my life where I wanted to do something that I really loved, I decided to be part of it.
And since we're talking about all the range of things that you guys do, let's just go from there. What is your key role in organizing this very demanding two-day biannual event, Christa?
Well, I deal mostly with a lot of the administration work. I do the translations of all the texts. I talk to clients via emails, and in general, anything that has to do with the administration.
Gosh, so
and
you
with the
deal with.
presentations as well.
I see. So you deal with a lot of the sort of the written stuff and making
Yeah,
sure that the community participants are actually getting their best possible representation, accurate, clean, attractive, and so
exactly,
forth. Okay.
exactly.
And what about you, Marilena? We're working in reverse order here. What is your key entry point into making the magic happen?
I do all the bookings of the tables. I do the media plans and the PR of the exhibition, plus the magazine, the advertisement for the magazine.
Well, that's actually that's also a place where getting things wrong would mean a lost opportunity for so many people who are really counting on these exhibitions to put their best foot forward. I was going to say, does part of your role also entail dealing with the visibility of the exhibitions? I mean, really pushing the promotion as well as being very
Yeah,
hands-on.
yeah, of course, the PR and the advertisement, doing the PR media is a very important part of something that I really try to change every time so we can get the maximized exposure of anything we can do. I mean, we're trying to get everybody involved through Facebook, through radio stations, through magazines,
No,
through the website.
I'm very impressed actually by how much goes on both in front and behind the scenes. And Francesca, I mean, you are probably you are the veteran member of the Mind, Body and Spirit enterprise. What is your role now, and how is it different to when you first started this kind of adventure in bringing people together?
So when I first started, I was working with Annetta, and I was sort of the yin partner, shall we say, and she was the yang partner. I took care of everything coming in, all the bookings, all the presentations, making sure everybody was happy in our little MBS family, as I like to call it. And she was doing the publicity and the magazine and that sort of stuff. So I've kind of, over the years, kept that role until now with the new girls. I think Christa's taken over a lot of what I was doing, and Marlen is taking over the outer kind of thing. So my role now, I think, is just to hold the energy and to provide the voice of experience as things come up that have come up previously. So I can just be reassuring to the girls that, this has happened before, and it's okay. And hopefully give them the free rein to take it on to the next level.
It's very good that you are the mentor overseeing everything. So going to the actual event itself, the one coming up now, so first weekend of April in effect, I'd like to ask you guys, given that it's Limassol, it's a coastal place, and it's not Nicosia, what are some of the natural advantages that you make use of when it's in Limassol for the benefit of your participants? Are there any key things that you can do in Limassol which you can't as easily do in Nicosia?
Limassol, we have the outdoors, so we have the we use the seaside, we use the beach, we can use it for yoga, for wing chun, for singing, for various things. There's quite a few. We have quite a lot of list of very interesting presentations that are happening on the 5th to the 6th of April in St. Raphael Hotel. So,
but how are you seeing the Limassol event coming up now, Christa? Do you find that there are always particular concerns that people have for one space over another? Do you find that there are specific things that people are looking for in
I wouldn't
Limassol?
say that. I mean, Limassol is very different from Nicosia. First of all, because of it's a different energy due to it's on the beach. It's the beginning of spring. It's a very different, vibe altogether from the Nicosia one. But no, I mean, all the participants are very open to they don't have any specific, demands or, I mean, we don't have any problems at all.
That's terrific. I was wondering though, how does it make things different in terms of the kind of visitors that you're going to get? I mean, I know that. Yes, go ahead.
I think Limassol is a bit more international, to be honest, because in Limassol is a very international city, anyways. True. And we get a lot of, especially Russian visitors, from what we can see from the participation as well. And we cooperate majorly with one of the biggest Russian media organizations in Limassol. So I think it's more international.
Could you tell us the name of the media organization that you collaborate with in Limassol?
It's called Vesnik Kipra.
And what does it represent?
It's basically one of our major sponsors, and it's a very big organization. It has newspapers, magazines. It has programs for the whole Russian community in Limassol, and they're going to be one of our major sponsors this time.
That's lovely. So is this the first time that they are sponsoring the exhibition?
Yes, this will be the first time.
Wonderful, wonderful. That is actually that's a great boost to the event itself. But let me just go to Francesca for this next one. Francesca, we had a little bit of an overview of how the Limassol exhibition makes the most of the fact that it takes place in springtime. How would you say the November exhibition capitalizes on the fact that it's it takes place in autumn? Is there any key set of differences, would you say?
Well, these are both key times of the year. The spring one is the beginning of the year, really, celebrating the rebirth and the longer days, and sort of coming out of the winter hibernation. Yeah. Whereas the November is going the other way. It's shortly after the autumn equinox, and it's a time of going inward, getting more, introspective, shall we say. So the energy is very different with the two.
So what would you say is some of the key difficulties that you have to negotiate when you put on these live events?
Difficult with the exhibitors, you mean?
Yes.
Organizing the magazine is the most difficult part, I believe. That's the hardest thing, to coordinate the magazine. It's the hardest thing I believe we have to deal with. Doing the rest, I think, is kind of if you do it once, you can do it anytime. You can do it again every time.
Well, on the other hand, that's the voice of experience and confidence speaking. I mean, I'm sure if I had to sort of corral, 50, 60 or more exhibitors in a space that I don't have actual control over. I see the the finger being waved by Francesca. Francesca, could you tell us some of the actual challenges in the past that you've had to overcome in putting all these things together? The live bit of it, I'm talking about.
I have to agree with Marlen that the most difficult bit is getting the magazine together. Because to do that, we need cooperation from everybody who's participating. Yes. Because if they don't give us their information, we can't get the magazine. But as Marlen says, every time you do it, it gets easier. And when we started, we didn't have as many participants as we do now. So I kind of got eased into it from how many years ago, 12, 13 years ago, when I used to put together physically myself the program, which then evolved into the Mind, Body, Spirit magazine. So it's just kind of grown over the time. But so once we get the magazine done, the rest is just downhill and good fun, basically.
Golly, I would have thought that the actual live bit of it was even more challenging than the magazine. But let me hop over to Christa here for a second. Christa, am I right in understanding that there's a new look to the magazine this time around, or was I mistaken?
The magazine, there's a new look to it. We're going to keep it as a surprise, of course. I'm not going to tell you all the details right now.
Well, could you tease us a bit?
First of all, it's bigger.
Okay,
there are more articles in it. We've worked very hard this time on it, so hopefully everyone will like it and appreciate the hard work that was put into it. And it will be out on Saturday, so on Saturday you will have a look at there's something new about it as well, but we're going to keep it as a small surprise.
As a small surprise. Okay, well, I for one, I know firsthand how hard you guys have been working on it, because I'm one of the participants, and I know that you've gone beyond the call of duty to make sure that I get all my stuff in on time, which is
You're a
a
good
huge.
one. You got it in on time.
Thank you very much. Well, that's probably because you've all been sort of very dedicatedly chasing me up, so I do appreciate that. But what I was going to say is that I mean, mind, body, and spirit is at the moment it has a face or a visibility, if you like, now in many places, including the Facebook page. So if somebody wanted to really communicate with the mind, body, and spirit community, which of the different little islands now, or the homes that Mind, Body, and Spirit has, which would be the place to head to? Somebody jump in, and I'll bring up the
I mean,
camera.
they can anywhere. It's easy from any source, either Facebook or a website, or just an email, or just a phone call. Anywhere.
In the future, do you envisage maybe having media from participants on there as well? I mean, you already do throw links to different community member events on there. Do you foresee that there will be more of that in future?
Yeah, we have a few ideas for the future. At the time of the expo, we don't normally advertise anything else, though. We kind of keep to the expo and all the everything that has to do with the expo, and like all the participants and all the presentations. So we keep clear of anything else.
Yeah.
So we have a clear idea of the Mind, Body, and Spirit exhibition.
Christa, as you're at the forefront of looking at all the different bios and details that people send you as part of their materials, what would you say is the characteristic of the folks who are part of this community? If I had to say in sort of 3 sentences, how would you describe the Mind, Body, and Spirit community that you represent, or you help represent?
I think you've seen this before, but there are people that just love to live.
Ah. Can you say a little more about that, though? They love to live. What does that mean?
There are people that go, like, they try to find alternative methods to live healthier, happier. There are people that are always looking for something new. Do not go to the traditional ways of dealing with anything.
So they're pretty open-minded, and they're also helping people who are seekers. Is that correct?
Exactly. They don't just do it for themselves. There are people that want to help and show. They don't keep secrets, and they want to share their experiences and their knowledge with everyone.
Yeah, well, that's so important in this day and age, where we don't just want sort of alternatives, because the world that we're living in is undergoing such major changes. So we definitely want to have more options than we used to on what it means to live a good life, but
and
also
healthier
options. Absolutely, absolutely. Are you finding that the Mind, Body, and Spirit exhibition is meeting with more interest, more visitors?
I believe so, because a lot of people have got a lot of problems at the moment, so they're trying to deal with them, if either it's stress or anything, any kind of that. So I think they come to the expo to try and find a solution, or get some relief, or find something else to focus on to help them get through this difficult time in Cyprus.
What do you think that the Mind, Body, and Spirit exhibitions have to offer people beyond simply, alternative healing therapies and alternative lifestyle insight? Is there something yet again, even more, that the Mind, Body, and Spirit Expo can offer?
I think first and foremost, what the Mind, Body, Spirit exhibition offers is choices. It gives people a lot of options that they might not have thought about otherwise, within the complementary medical fields, and also self-development things, meditation, spirituality, all of that enriches one's life. The other big thing, let me say, that the MBS provides is a community of the people who are exhibiting, people who visit. We've got a lot of friendships coming up through there. People who, when I first started doing this, thought that they were the only ones thinking a bit differently or thinking outside of the box. Are meeting other people who are also that way, and they're not alone. And many, many good friendships have come out of participating either as an exhibitor or a visitor at the Mind, Body, Spirit exhibitions over the years.
Right, and that's actually very important to keep in mind. The Mind, Body and Spirit community is not just the folks who are offering services and different types of training or what have you. It's not just the core MBS team, you ladies putting it together, but it's also all of the people who over the years have either supported the exhibition or actually just simply been visitors, repeat visitors at the event, because they're the ones that the community practitioners serve. And so the community that we're talking about is actually everybody under that umbrella, and that's really, really important. And of course, it also means that it's a community that's constantly growing.
So, and now with this new Hangouts, it's going to be growing even more, I hope.
Exactly. So I'd like to wrap up this little sort of inaugural Hangout with asking you just for what do you hope for the community in future? And since we're on you, Francesca, can you just give us a very quick hope for the future for the MBS community?
Well, I think we have a whole new generation of people coming up now, and it's lovely for me to see the young people who maybe got dragged along with their parents 10 years ago, but are now starting families of their own and really looking. I find people much more proactive, shall we say, in these fields than before. At the beginning, they were very much sort of warriors, kind of coming, having a look around, whereas now they're actively seeking out new ways of doing things, and that's exciting for me. And then we have all the new media, the social media, this kind of thing, that we can take it really island-wide and beyond the island. And the other wonderful thing is that Christa and Marlen speak Greek, and none of the previous organizers could really. I mean, we speak some, but not enough to be able to really get into the media, into the written part.
Right. So
that's a big benefit. Yeah.
Right, so that's a whole bunch of hopes for the future. So you're hoping to grow the sort of the younger or youth sort of demographic, the visitors coming to the event, and hopefully also getting involved and becoming new members of the practicing community. But you have hopes that the broad-ranging technical tools available to the MBS team will be used and capitalized and put at the service of the MBS community. What about, and of course, your partners in crime now both speak Greek, so that's an additional facility for the MBS team. Marilena, what are some of your hopes, or just a thought for what you'd like to see happen for the MBS in the future? Any ideas?
No, I agree with Francesca on the new generation, and as we already started in 2013, we are trying to bring more things for children in the MBS, and I want to expand that. So it's one thing that we're expanding. We do it mostly in Nicosia, where there's more space, and we have more in the Hilton Park as well. It's more bigger for us to do more lectures and things for children. There's more products for children, and we're trying to build on that, and we're going to continue doing that for as long as it takes, so people can start getting their children more involved in the MBS.
Well, that's wonderful, because goodness knows that getting a family to any kind of event is always a challenge, because somebody's going to be left out. And I think that one of the lovely things about Mind, Body and Spirit is that there really is something for almost any age. And I just want to jump to Christa here. Christa, do you have any final thoughts you'd like to leave us with the upcoming event?
I agree with Francesca and Marlena. I just hope that we're continually growing and continually having something new to offer to the participants and the visitors. And that. I just hope that we always have the energy and always have the love for what we do.
I think that's probably the most important thing of all. So I'm going to wrap up this inaugural MBS Media Hangout. Thank you, ladies, so much for rendezvousing with me online through the magic of technology. I mean, all four of us are actually in different places. And I'd like to invite anybody who sees this video to consider being part of these very special Hangouts events where we can talk more about the different people, the different skill sets, and all the range of exciting things that are going on, even beyond the biannual Mind, Body and Spirit Expo, of which the very next one is, as we said, April 4 and 5, 5 and 6 at the San Rafael Hotel in Limassol, and more details will be coming up on the Mind, Body and Spirit Facebook page, and there'll be a link to that below this video, and on the website, of course, and in the meantime also in the Mind, Body and Spirit Expo magazine, so look out for that. Take care, everyone, and see you again here very soon. Bye.